What kind of a person hides behind a mask to protect their own secret while ruthlessly exposing the artistry and hard work of others? Meet the mask magic. I would have called myself the masked magician, but that's fine. Copyright issues. This guy has over 2.7 million subscribers on Instagram, over 1 million subscribers on YouTube. He monetizes videos like this, where he reveals other people's magic tricks, how they're done. And these are trade secrets, they're copyrighted. And I had a friend of mine who's an illusionist, a magician. He reached out and he's like, "Hey Michelle, I have a challenge for you. Can you figure out who this person really is?" He copies all these famous magicians. He's pissing off a lot of people. He also writes in this Facebook post after he got his plat, his videos and identity was being stolen without his consent.
Boy, talk about irony.
I'm like, all right, challenge accepted.
We all wear masks, metaphorically speaking.
It's time to unmask the mask magician, or the mask magic. So let's get started. Let's see, what do we have? We have an email address on his profile. The first thing I would do is search on the clear web and find everything about his email address. All I see are other social media accounts of his, so I look through a few others, like YouTube. I see the same videos, the same email address, but hey, I see it's his location is in Italy, so at least we have something. He has a Linktree link with the same email address there. So let's see if he's part of any breaches. And we search, have I been pwned? And unfortunately, no breaches, which is rare. Let's search through his Google reviews. To do that, we need to look at this website, which translates his Gmail account into a Google ID. And from that Google ID, we can get to a link that takes us to his Google Maps review. Hopefully he has some reviews there which reveal something about him, and he doesn't. So let's go back to Google, but this time let's remove all of the social media accounts that we see, because there are just too many of those. And let's see if we can find something else, a forum post or some personal site that he mentions this on. And we don't find much. There's another trick I have, which is going to this tool on Linux. It's called Olihi. And what this tool does is it goes through hundreds of different accounts and sees if an account exists on that website or not. That's all it's doing. It's probably trying to register and seeing if an account already exists. And what we see from this Gmail account is he has an account on 3 different places. Now this is interesting. Firefox and Twitter, not so interesting, but Office 365?
Interesting.
Wow, all right. He has a Gmail account on Outlook. If you do a forgot password reset, you get a partial email address. That's a different email address. And you also get a partial phone number ending in 66. Cool, we'll table that. It may be useful later on. But I have another trick up my sleeve, which is sharing a folder with him in OneDrive. Now this is pretty unique. If I share a random folder with him and add his email address, here's what happens. It resolves it to a name, and boom, we have Mago Dominic.
Just put the CEO of Microsoft on the phone.
Or in Italian, I think that means Magician Dominic. Now we have a name. Now we can start searching the internet, the clear web again with that new name. And when I search with that new name, it is kind of unique because he uses this on one website, and he happens to be another magician in Italy. And this whole page is in Italian. It says Domenico Cimienti, probably his name. And if I translate this page, it shows me he's from Bari, Italy, born in 1973. Let's remember that because it'll be useful later. So he apparently has this magic trick, and all I can see here are his hands and some magic tricks with his signature. It's called the Bill to Lemon. Let's look at his social media accounts next. He has a picture with a famous magician called Silvan in Italy, and we'll connect this later on. So now let's search further with the word magic next to it, and we see his YouTube videos. So this is that guy. Not saying he's the mask magic yet. We need to connect those dots, but here's a lead from an email. And as we look at more videos of him, we start taking mental notes. Maybe there's a leak somewhere. He's also from Italy. Let's look at Facebook. Facebook has a couple of videos of the same person, and his Facebook profile has that same Italian magician in here, so we know it's the same person. And it's a pretty old profile, 2017, and he has no updates since then. So let's find a link between this magician and the mask magic. So what I'm doing here is I'm looking through everything in his profile, trying to spot things that I can remember later. Like, for example, the color of the tiles, the sofa, the plant in this case. And I'm taking a mental note. Now I know a little bit about this person. Now let's compare it to this unknown identity. As I look through hundreds of his videos, I'm trying to spot things like the floor, which was similar. Well, it's pretty common. But I'm looking for something else, something unique that pops out. After looking through literally thousands of his videos, I'm still trying to see something that's different. And here we see him trying to reveal his face. So here we go.
Alrighty then.
All right. Challenge accepted. Let's go a little bit further. He said other people were trying to copy and mimic his profile. So here are some alternate profiles of this same guy. And here we start seeing a different background. These are probably older videos. I can see a wall in the background, trying to notice other things. Oh, I see tiles. And look at that. I see a flower pot.
It's just a plant.
Where have we seen this flower pot before? Right there in this other person's profile.
Lousy house plant.
Boom.
Now that is what I'm talking about.
Got him. Now that we're sure that this is him, on the left you see this Mago Dominic or Dominic Cimienti, and on the right you see the mask magic. And let's start comparing other things. So here you see a very unique guillotine on the left. You also see it on the right. What are the chances of that? You see other little items like these glasses, common in the magic world, but you also see the same glasses on his table in the back. Let's go back to his YouTube profile, and in YouTube you can see his email address that ends with .it, that's Italian. Let's look at this new email address and see if it's part of any breaches.
It's gonna get worse and worse.
So on this website you see he was part of a couple of breaches like MySpace, and there's a date of birth in that breach. Notice that's the same date of birth that we got in that article, 1973. We have a month and a day as well. And in the Mask Magic's own YouTube profile, he has a birthday video where he says it's his 50th birthday, and it's posted on the same date as his date of birth. So we've connected the two again through a date of birth. One of his passwords is Leonardo, probably. That's likely his first name. And I should have tried this before, but if you try to send him money through PayPal, you actually get something surprising. You get his full name, which was also part of his password. Let's look at other things. There's actually a reflection of his couch in his YouTube video. And in Dominic's video, you see the same couch and you see a similar painting as well. The frame is the same as the Mask Magic's videos. Another thing I noticed was the hands. Those were pretty much the only things we could see initially. The hand has a birthmark on it. This is the Mask Magic in the center, and on the left and right is Dominic. You see the same mark on his hand. I've created a mind map of all the findings. The top part of this mind map is all the things we know about the Mask Magic, like his YouTube, Instagram channel, his email address, date of birth, the fact that he's from Italy, the phone he uses. In between are all the connections, the breaches, the alias, and the real name. That ties to this second person, our suspect, which is Dominic, and quite a few things tie back to him, including his MySpace account and his LinkedIn account. And here's all the things that matched between the two profiles. The flower pot was what gave it away, but then the red couch was similar, the picture frame, the door frame, the glasses, the guillotine. There's just way too many things that are common between them and the date of birth. And with the power of open source intelligence, or OSINT, we have unmasked the mask magic.
Okay.